Leadership exists to disrupt mediocrity. Mediocrity is common because it doesn't require courage. However, if you want to move past the ordinary and customary and become a leader, you have to hack the mediocrity gap and face the consequences. In this chapter, the 80-20 rule is included, which asks us to believe that in most cases, 80% of the effects in a given area are created by 20% of the causes. 80% of a company's sales are often generated by only 20% of its customers, or 20% of a company's workforce produces 80% of the results. However, if people lead the organization with these ratios, the organization will be in a risk. The 80-20 rule is not only widely used in the fields of economics and management, but also has practical implications for our own development. Learn to avoid spending time and energy or trivia and learn to focus on the main contradiction. A person's time and energy are very limited, and it is almost impossible to truly get everything done. It is important for us to learn to allocate the time wisely. We'd better to focus than to cover everything. Spend 80% of the resources on the 20% of key benefits that will drive the most. Let's get back to the mediocrity. The best defense against mediocrity is not to let it get a toehold to begin with. It is a common phenomenon that once the mediocrity takes root in an organization, it will spread quickly and become so entrenched that great amount of time, effort, and expense will be required to eradicate it. Leaders become most susceptible to accepting mediocrity when distraction derails their focus. Another important sector in this chapter is hacking the impulsivity gap. Impulsiveness is different from creativity, where creativity is born from insightfulness, and impulsiveness comes from arrogance. One of the qualities that leaders have is stability. Stable leaders provide a stabilizing influence on others. They are leaders you can trust. They are leaders you can build around. Stable leaders model a level of constancy and consistency that individuals, teams, and organizations so desperately need, but often find missing. To become a stable leader, there are 4 pillars that need to be focused. The first one is true north, an aligned vision based upon clearly stated values and character to hold people accountable to values over outcomes, create a high trust culture. The second is you play how you practice. A fake it until you make it outlook is not only ill-conceived, it's often irresponsible, and usually doesn't end well. The third is lead with compassion. Stable leaders have a natural bias toward empathetic and compassionate behavior. The last one is freedom to fail. Nothing creates stability more than a high trust environment where people are rewarded for the right behaviors, not punished for them.